Hey ladies, welcome to or back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you and give you guys some tips and let you know what I do to plan for the new year. It's that time where everybody's making resolutions, everybody's on those vision boards, and we are getting ready for the new year. So go and grab your planners, your paper, your notebooks, your pens, and come hang out with me for a few minutes so you can see how I plan my year and how we can plan our year together. Okay, ladies, the first thing that I do is starting in November, even October, I began to intentionally seek God and ask Him. I put it out there, God, how do you want me to fill my year? How do you want me to spend my time next year? What are your goals for me? What does that look like? And I just start to jot things down in my notebook. Cute little notebook right here. It's where I keep all my thoughts. So I just try to keep all that together and stuff. So when I'm actually in that planning phase and when I'm ready to sit down and put something on paper, I'll already have my thoughts. I've already kind of checked and verified it with God, and I'm making sure that I'm on the right track because I want my plans to be the plans that God has for me, because He has the best plans. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. I want those plans and I want to know those. And He does say that we should seek and we should ask. So I put it out there and I start early because I want to make sure that I am hearing and I am hearing clearly, and that it's not just my wills and my desires that I'm trying to fulfill. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm on track with where God wants me to be. The next thing I do is I spend time in prayer. This goes right along with number one, but sometimes it's hard to submit to the will of God. So if there's something that I just knew that I wanted to put on my vision board, like this trip or these relationship goals, and sometimes God checked me and He's like, that's not really where I want your focus to be next year. So the process of submitting and softening my heart to God can take a little while. So I make sure that I leave time for that, time to see God for direction. Third, I do my vision board. This is the planner that I'm using this year. It's the same planner I used last year. Choose Happy. I love these planners. I just usually open up the space right in the front and I do me a little vision board there because I use my planner every day, and I want my planner to I want my plans to be right there in front of me, since I get my planner every day and it's with me the majority of the time. I take it around with me everywhere. I have the plans that me and God came together and partnered with, and so it's right there in front of me, so it helps me to stay on track. And I usually have a focus verse. I know my focus verse last year was 2 Samuel 7:28 through 29. And so that's another thing I'm asking God, what verse do you want me to focus on? What verse do you want to plant deep inside my soul during this season, during this year? So that is the third thing that I do. And then I pray my way through whatever I come up with for my vision board. Because once again, I want to double check and make sure that I'm actually hearing from God and that it is His plan that I am executing and not my own plans. Accountability is important. So I have this homegirl who is very good at keeping me accountable, and we meet quarterly to brainstorm and see where we are, and to see if we're still on track with our goals, to see where we've fallen off, even to offer assistance and prayers if we need help getting back to where we need to be, so that we can stay on target, make sure that we're where we need to be, to stay on target, to make sure that we are executing our goals, and to make sure that we are truly living the life that we want to live. Number 5, last but not least, My church always goes on a Daniel fast, like the first month of the year. And I think that kind of like solidifies my plans. When you fast and you're already in a time of prayer with your church, and it's like a public statement that, God, I am committing my time to you. I am committing my year to you. And being open that, like, when God swerves or when he redirects you, that, God, I'm here and I'm listening and my heart is softened. And I think that's what fasting does. It helps to humble you, and it helps to clear all the muck, the murk, whatever that word is. It helps to clear all of that stuff so that you're in a position and you're in a place to where you can hear from God. So I usually participate in the Daniel fast. It's usually for 3 weeks, so 21 days is our time of like a community, our church community, that we go and we fast together. So that is usually how I start my year and plan for my year. So those 5 things, you start by preparing yourself in advance. So like I said, October, November, I'm starting to ask God where he wants me to be. 2, I take some time and I pray, and time to like seek God and be intentional about hearing from him and listening to him. 3 is when I get into the nitty gritty and start creating my vision board. My vision boards, I'm gonna say, it went from being like this huge big poster board that took up like a significant amount of wall space. Then I don't know what I'm gonna do with it after after the year's over with, to just being like this small, and it's just usually right there on the inside of my planner for the year. So that's another tip. If you want to downsize your vision board to something smaller, go for it. Where was I at? Number 4, accountability and making sure you're staying on target. That's important. So go ahead and schedule those. Like I said, mine are set quarterly, where we kind of check in with each other to say, hey girl, where are you? How are you doing? What goals have you accomplished? What goals do you still need to see? So what is the next 6 months, not 6 months, but 3 months of your life is going to look like? So what do you need to do to get there? So make sure you have some homegirls in your corner that can help you stay accountable. And lastly, the Daniel fast with my church, so that I can make sure that I am in the tip-top shape to receive what God has for me, so that I can make sure I am in that space to where I'm hearing from God, and that I can hear him above all the noise and all the movement that is just going on in our lives, all the movement that's going on online, the social media movement, the movement that's in the news, the movement just in your community, and in all the places that you dwell. There's always movement, and there are always different voices to listen to. And I want to make sure that I am listening and I'm hearing from God. So I think that all of those steps helps get me in that position to where I can hear from God, and that I can execute his plans, that I'm not doing things in my own power, in my own might, and that I'm not executing my own plans. So, thank you for joining me. I hope that you have gotten some good ideas about how you can start your year off right, about how you can, another way in your arsenal, another tool in your arsenal for when you're planning out your new year. Don't forget about God. I know it's very cool to have, like, me and my sisters used to do like vision board parties where we have like charcuterie boards and all kinds of things, and it's like just a fun time to just get together. But God, I was not praying or seeking God for none of that. It was like, this is what I want to do. And sometimes this is me going off topic, but sometimes God gives us our desires, because faith moves God's heart. So if you put it out there and you're speaking to these things, and sometimes God allows whatever you have planned for yourself to happen, and then you notice when you get it that this is not really what I wanted, because you didn't seek God about it in the beginning. So you've gotten into something that you didn't really want, or didn't really need, or it didn't feel as good as you thought it would feel. when you put it on your vision board. So that being said, because I know all the time we have these relationship goals, and then you get your boo thing and you find out your boo thing ain't booing how you need him to boo. But anyway, that's my time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for kicking it with me on my journey to be the Christian wife and mother that God has called me to be. I'll see you the next time. Bye.